And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is it which compasseth the whole. Adam stood in awe amid the splendor of Eden, where every tree was laden with fruit, and the air buzzed with life. As he met each creature brought forth by the Lord God, curiosity and delight filled his heart while he pondered their names. In this paradise, the lion, the lamb, and every bird sang a harmonious tune that celebrated life. With gentle hands, Adam touched the soft fur of a lion cub, illustrating a profound connection between humanity and the natural world. In this moment of companionship, the beauty of creation radiated, inviting all to witness the intricate balance of life in the garden. In a magical realm known as the land of Havilah, golden hills rise majestically filled with treasures untold. The gold of this land is unlike any other, accompanied by the rare bdellium and striking onyx stones, creating a scene of extraordinary beauty. Alongside this enchanting landscape flows the river Gihon, winding its way around the whole territory of Ethiopia, while the Hiddekel River darts toward the east of Assyria, and Euphrates meanders gracefully through it all. Within this paradise, the Lord God placed a man in the Garden of Eden, tasking him with tending to this lush haven. He spoke to the man, granting him the freedom to enjoy the bounty of every tree, yet warning him of the one that would lead to his downfall. Recognizing the solitude of the man, God deemed it necessary to create a companion, fashioning every creature from the very ground itself and presenting them to Adam for naming. As the day turned into night, the Lord God saw that Adam needed a companion for the journey ahead. Causing a deep sleep to envelop Adam, he carefully took one of his ribs, transforming it in the sacred act of creation. Awakened from his slumber, Adam beheld a vision before him, a woman crafted from his own being, radiating beauty and grace. "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh," he exclaimed, recognizing her as an equal partner in the grand story of life. In the heart of Eden, Adam and the woman stood side by side, united as one flesh in the enchanting beauty that surrounded them. Their laughter echoed through the trees as they explored their paradise, basking in a world free from shame or fear, celebrated in their innocence. With hearts intertwined, they reveled in companionship, sharing dreams and aspirations under the warm glow of the sun. Together they nurtured the garden, caring for every creature that roamed the land, joyfully embracing their roles as stewards of this divine creation. Yet lurking in the shadows of Eden was a serpent more subtle than any beast created by the Lord God. Observing Adam and the woman, it plotted to sow seeds of doubt, whispering words that danced on the edge of curiosity and temptation. The woman felt drawn to the serpent's voice, a mixture of intrigue and caution flickering in her eyes as she listened attentively. What began as a tranquil existence was about to shift, as the serpent spun a tale that would forever alter the course of their lives. Compelled by the serpent's insidious words, the woman approached the forbidden tree, drawn by the beauty of its fruit that glimmered like jewels in the sun. With each step, her heart raced, caught between obedience and curiosity as she contemplated the promise of wisdom it seemed to offer. The serpent had assured her that they would not die. Instead, their eyes would be opened to a new understanding of good and evil. In that moment, she made a choice that would change everything. With resolve, the woman bit into the fruit, a rush of exhilaration coursing through her as she tasted its sweetness, igniting a newfound awareness within. She then turned to Adam, offering him the fruit with a smile that masked the gravity of her choice, inviting him to share in the revelation. As he took a bite, the air crackled with energy, and in that moment, the innocence they once knew began to unravel forever, altering their existence in paradise. Suddenly, both Adam and the woman felt a profound change ripple through them. Their eyes were opened, and they became acutely aware of their nakedness. Shocked and ashamed, they frantically sought to cover themselves, stitching fig leaves together in a desperate bid to hide from the newfound reality of their existence. This act of concealment marked the end of their innocence, as they grappled with the consequences of their choices in a world that had shifted around them. As the cool of the day settled over the garden, the voice of the Lord God echoed through the trees, searching for Adam and his wife. Full of dread, they crouched behind the foliage, hearts racing as they heard the familiar voice that once brought comfort, now instilling fear. In that moment, they realized they could no longer stand boldly before their Creator, having crossed an unseen boundary that had changed everything. The Lord God's voice resonated with a mixture of sorrow and authority as he called out, "Where art thou?" This question hung heavily in the air, a poignant reminder of what had been lost. Slowly, Adam emerged from the shadows, his heart laden with guilt as he responded, "I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself," conveying the depth of his anxiety over their disobedience. The Lord God's penetrating gaze seemed to pierce through Adam's defenses as he asked, "Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree, whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?" The gravity of the moment bore down on Adam, forcing him to confront his choices. With his head bowed in shame, he replied, "The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat," casting an air of blame while attempting to shield himself from the repercussions of their actions.